Hello, everyone. Welcome to ELI, the place where you get your daily dose of inspiration for entrepreneurship. And today we have with us Ashish Kukreja, who is the founder of Homesfy. Hi, Ashish. Welcome to ELI.
Hi Priya, thanks for having me here. Thank you so much.
Ashish, I would request you to introduce yourself to our audience and tell us a bit about your pre-entrepreneurial journey. Like, where were you born and brought up? Where did you study? And which all companies did you work for before starting this venture?
Sure. I'm founder and CEO of Homesfy.in, and Homesfy.in, fortunately, is India's first listed real estate brokerage. Uh, and there's a long story, which I will definitely try to cover up in our discussion. In terms of my background, I come from a small town, this place called Karnal in Haryana. I have, you know, born and studied did my schooling in Karnal itself, and after my graduation in commerce honors, I start I did my MBA in finance from Hyderabad, ICFI Hyderabad, and uh, and then started working. My first job was in Bombay. I started working with Kotak Securities, and had a great exposure there. And then joined another startup in 2005, which was uh, Unicorn Investment Solutions. It was another stockbroking firm, and eventually started on my own in 2010, and started building this business. We were in wealth management and financial services in the earlier part of our journey, and then towards 2013, we completely got ourselves into real estate advisory, and one thing led to another, and today here I am in front of you, and happy to share my journey and my insights. Thank you.
Tell us a bit about Homespy and tell us about the problem statement first. What is it solving for? What are the pain points that we have, that our clients have, and how we are solving it?
Sure. So, we all understand that, I'll probably try to go a little top down here, and this may be a little longish answer, but
Yeah,
try and give in perspective.
sure.
So I usually tell my team, if somebody orders a pizza, and what are the names which come to their mind? You can instantly think about Domino's, Pizza Express, Pizza Hut, whatever, and
Mm.
you want to order it from one of these places. But when it comes to transaction of a property, you want to sell, buy property,
Mhm.
can you think of a certain brand? Can you think of a certain service provider? Can you think of a certain, you have a choice when it comes to it's that, what choice you want to make in terms of what services you want.
Mm.
That's the problem. As simple as it may sound, in this country, you don't have those top three, four, five brands which have great amount of customer experience, have great process, very, very strong technology backbone to make sure the transaction is a very end-to-end experience.
Mhm.
And that's where the sector is very, very in a very, very early stage. As contrarian as it may sound, a broking sector, a broker out there, that's in a very, very early stage. You go anywhere close to this country, except I'll say just don't take example of Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan. You should not, right?
Mm.
Singapore, Dubai, and you travel to these countries. These countries have very mature broking sector, and that's what India needs. That's what we are trying to do. Now,
Mhm.
what problem we solve is that a lot of things come together to create this end-to-end experience, and a good advisory plays a very critical role in it. It's as simple as that. So it is not only just giving you the right information. It's also about again the next example which I always give to people who give us the opportunity, or who join us in their induction. I give this perspective that we are like doctors.
Mhm.
If you go to a doctor and you believe that you can't trust that doctor, you will never spend even a minute there. The moment you think that yaar ye to fees le raha, this guy is not who's really looking to give me a solution.
Right.
And similarly in this sector, it's one of the biggest part of your pocket, and you need a very sincere, good quality advice, a shoulder. That's the gap we want to fill in. And a lot of things come together. When I was telling you that, is that a lot of government initiatives and all these, data availability, all these things matter a lot. But at the same time, you need a format which can put all of these things together and give it to you as one stop solution. So that's what we are trying to do. It's a complex problem in India. India is a very typical country, but a very comparable big large market is China. I know it's a very broken record sort of a comparison. I
Mm-hmm.
don't do it very often, but I believe they have done it. They have their biggest brokerage or advisory company is 30% market share. So I completely believe it took probably 2, 3 decades or whatever, to reach to that point. But India, being India, has its own method to things. We have this tendency to leapfrog many years. We have done it in fintech. We have
Hmm.
done it in many other things. I see no reason that PropTech also ends up becoming one of those leapfrog sort of movements in India. And hopefully we make some sense out of it as a company. Yeah.
Got it. Speaking of India being India, I would like to ask you this: why is the problem a problem in India specifically? I think we have done a lot of technology innovations, but why real estate is such an industry where there are a lot of disconnects, lot of, there sometimes you sell and buy properties which are having disputes and all. Why is the entire market is such in a disorganized way?
It's a very difficult question to answer, actually, if you ask me. And again, a very contrarian thing which I'm saying, that somebody who's been in industry for almost a decade now. The reason being that we never took this seriously. Only this government was one which, with the RERA and stuff like that, things somehow they got this concept right, that real estate is a very important part of people's life. So the RERA itself is a very big reform,
Hmm.
so to speak. But at the same time, when I say India, I'm not typically saying there's something wrong with us. The whole thing is that it's a complex country. When we tell that language, food changes every let's say 10 miles. But
Yeah.
in India, property changes every 1 mile. You
Hmm.
travel from one pin code to another pin code, and it's a totally different sort of a customer base and choice, and there is standardization is not there. So you're on a street in Mumbai, and you look at your left, you have a property worth $100,000, and you look at your probably on your left, it may be $10 million. So it's the complexity, right? That's what you call complexity.
Right.
And in complexity, you have all the opportunity, right? Any big uh, homegrown companies which have, let's say Zomatos of this world or whatever, they have, if they started thinking that, it should be like Dubai, it should be like Singapore, it should be like US, and then they will solve this problem, then they would not reach where they are today. So it has its own set of challenges, but obviously uh, nowhere on this planet you can get the opportunity of this scale as you get in India. Yeah.
Mhm. What would you say are some of the differentiators of Homesfy compared to other real estate brokers in India?
Yeah. So to be very precise, at the end of the day, as when you come to a services business, you will on the face of it not find any, when you say on the face of it, on the front, you'll not find any difference. Everybody may call that they are good brokerages, but once you go behind the curtain, and you see how the tech, how the services, how the people policies, so many smaller parts to creating a good service company. At the end of the day, in a sector you will have two companies, and they will be doing to different, they'll be addressing to different kind of consumers, and or they will be operating at a very different level, right? Why is that? Because one company is doing a very different job of the same service as compared to other. I'm trying to explain it in a very simple way,
Hmm.
which is backed by a lot of strong teams, backed by what's your vision, backed by what's the how do you execute, what's your technology backbone, so that's the way you create a differentiator. So we are building one of the institutions out there. We getting listed was step in that direction, that we fast forward the journey of creating an institution, something which is run with all the right ethos and value system, because that's the one big issue with real estate sector, and that's where we want to create all the difference. That uh, if they come to us, and they can blindly trust in terms of the way things get executed, and with the help of real estate is a function of good advisors,
Mm,
what you call agents, right? So a good knowledgeable happy agent is a function of a good knowledgeable happy customer. So we sort of see that as a big secret sauce of the business. And we
mhm.
believe if we can create high quality service advisors, we will be able to solve a lot of problem on the way.
Got it. You also said there is some sort of tech play. Can you tell us how do you leverage technology in providing the best service out there?
So, like I told that, it's a function of high quality advisory. So how do you enable those advisors? There's the suite of technology which is required to service them, to empower them, to make them, service customers timely and rightly, and tracking the service levels. That's the technology which you need. I'm not going to go too deep here because it's going to be very long answer here. But at the same time, once you are able to service the customer post, you are service the customer, how do you sort of do post sales, and how do you sort of bring in information uh, under one umbrella. And at the same time, we are also getting into a opportunity where we are enabling not just our own agents but market at large. We believe that only way we can grow this sector is by sort of spreading the whole learning out there, you know to the market at large. And we have built a magnet called business called My Magnet, which is our offering to market at large. And that's where we are bringing the scale to this business. So when you talk about our own homegrown brokerage, that's Homesfy. But how we can bring our learnings from Homesfy to the smaller players is through My Magnet. That's the two businesses we are building.
Got it. Tell us a little bit more about My Magnet. I think you are also the co-founder of My Magnet. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so My Magnet is a tech-based platform where these small mom pop shop brokers, I believe that ones who are looking to grow, are looking to provide good services to the consumers, and need great support in terms of how they can take their business from one level to another. So we sort of go and partner with them, make them part of our program, and
Mm,
start start investing in their growth. So that's how we probably probably in a very small manner, I would explain you what Magnet is all about. When I
mhm.
say it's tech based, it's an app based platform for freelancers, and then as we grow further up the curve, and these freelancers sort of grow to small size brokerages, or a medium size brokerages, we have different tech solutions for them. That's the way we are trying to as we learn this business on the way as a brokerage. We believe that India is such a big opportunity. The first thing we need to do is go out and just distribute the learning, and in turn take a very small pie out of that growth. Yeah.
Mm. So, any brokerage firm serves as a marketplace for both buyers and sellers. So, at one end you have to build supply, and at the other end you have to build demand as well. So, can you tell us how do you manage both ends? How do you onboard buyers and sellers at both ends?
Sure. So fortunately for us, because we're on the primary side of the business, now in due course of time, we will be exploring secondary. Secondary is when two individuals transact,
Mm-hmm.
and primary is when a large project sells inventory to end consumers.
Right.
So supply is sorted. When you are in primary, supply is sorted. There's enough and more supply, which is looking for players like us to sort of make good sense out of it. Now demand side is where we have our technology, our digital marketing, our agents, who sort of reach out to the customers and provide them timely information, and make sure that they are sort of take like I said, it's a very 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 crucial decision of anyone's life, and how do you sort of they play a critical role there. So that's what demand side is all about, and people. So organically, inorganically, events, BTLs, uh, agents, referrals, there's multiple ways by which we get we are still not there, like the example which I gave you in the beginning, pizza. We're still not there that people reach out with the brand, and but our understanding says that India is not too far away from having those two three brands. Maybe next 2 3 years, like you think about couple of brands. When you need those services, you will think about these brands.
Mhm.
You will be saying to your family that okay, let's reach out to Homesfy, because that's where we should be giving our requirement, because
Mhm.
they stand for these things, and it's better that we go to them. So that's the way I foresee the future like that.
Yeah. I think very recently we did IPO of our venture. Uh,
Yeah.
IPO is something that is like a ultimate destination for any startup out there. So can you tell us about your IPO experience? Like how when did you start thinking about that we have to do IPO, and what were the hurdles, challenges in that, and no, what was the overall experience?
No, great experience. Like I said, it's a little bit of fast forward for us. We are still a very small company. Long way for us to, get the opportunity, the opportunity which is offered in this sector. The reason was we were actually looking to raise money, and we found that this route is something which we also believe is right for us, because like I said, we want to institutionalize our business. Institutionalization means to go out there and be super clean and clear about your process and your offering. We got like-minded investors pre-IPO, and that was one big reason. And because we were fundamentally building a clean business, it was easy for us to go for IPO. We were one of the fastest to get the approval. I think within 1.5 months we got the approvals, which was never happened before. So I think this was function of I think the way things were done in last few years. And a lot of people ask me, that the destination, but very very different for us. It's just a beginning for us. I completely resonate with that feeling the day we got listed, and I was in exchange, and the bell was ringing, and I could resonate with that feeling that this is day zero. We
Mm.
could do whatever we could do so far, and that's the reason we are here today. But we start fresh from here, and
Right.
that's the feeling with all of us, we in the team. It's not just me. I'm just talking to you on behalf of many other people behind the scene, and I think all of us believe that this is just the day zero for us, and long way to go.
Speaking of fresh start, I think Homespy is also expanding globally to markets like Dubai. Can you tell about that experience?
Yeah, so uh, India is giving away a lot of good quality people to other countries, and when they go there, they want to buy back home, because the reason being that they they're not getting the PRs.
Mm.
So I'm just trying to create a very simple story for you. So they make a lot of money there, and they want to buy back home, and Dubai is one of the biggest one to attract the talent. So we are in Dubai. That's the NRI opportunity, but Dubai itself offers a great opportunity to be selling the properties which are there in Dubai itself. Because Dubai does offer that huge potential as well. So I think that's the window for us to get into international markets. Dubai is the first stop for us, and as we progress, probably we may we may put effort to grow in other markets as well, because Indians are everywhere. But
Mm.
once, like I said, it's a direction is to first service the NRI audience, and then get the sense of the market locally, and then build franchise there as well.
Mm. What were some of the biggest challenges so far along the way that you faced while building and growing this venture?
It's a, I can't pick any specific. I think it's a learning on the way. It's you're learning every day. You make mistakes every day, and challenges just keep changing their faces.
Mm,
They keep coming. So if there are no challenges, then you're not growing. I would believe.
mm,
But you should not repeat the mistakes. As they say. So I think nothing came as a challenge, Priya, because everything was, let's say COVID, it came
mm,
as a big challenge, but it was, if that was not to happen, then I will not be sitting here and talking to you. That event itself became a big opportunity because, we came together as a team. We could see the potential of, what are we made of, and, how we really got through that, that difficulty. So at one side you call it a challenge, but other side, I call it a fortunate event, so for the business, so
mm,
I think nothing as such really, yes, in between, if you ask, if you push me that, because of few deaths in the sector, prop tech was never on the radar of a lot of VCs, and no, we could see when capital was required, it was not there for us, even when we were building a good clean business, and sizable opportunity.
mm,
But again, that's the opportunity. We would have not got IPO if we would have, So you know, I'm a little philosophical here, right? It's like it keeps challenges are the part of the business. Yeah.
mm. Tell us a bit about your personal journey as an entrepreneur. I think you worked for major financial corporations like Kotak and Unicorns Investments. Uh, why did you jump into entrepreneurship? What made you, or what triggered your switch into entrepreneurship?
Again, I don't have a very exciting story to tell. It's like not that I know. Typically, you people say that this is a problem I faced and I wanted to solve it. And nothing like this happened for me. Um, it was very natural progression. Fortunate to have few people, you know, backing me. And somewhere this the dots get connected, right? I was always somewhere entrepreneur in my journey when I was in college, when I was always doing my stuff as if I'm,
Mm,
even if I was in a job, I used to never treat it that as a job. I used to treat it as my own business,
mhm,
and so nothing changed. Today also it's my job and my business both. So I think it's a very boring answer for you and your audience. I know it's just that I read a lot. I was always very motivated to create things,
mhm.
and books have played a very important role. So I think one of the books somewhere sort of would have helped me take this decision. Yeah.
My final question, and then we'll end the session. So all these years of entrepreneurship, I think it's been more than a decade now. I'm sure you'd have learned a lot of lessons. So can you tell us some of the top lessons that you learned, which we can take away and probably can apply to our ventures as well?
Yeah, again, I'm learning still. So I'm not sure if I will be able to do justice to this question, but I'll still try. You
Yeah.
know, See, I think one is that you need to be very confident. It's like it's very sounds very basic, but if you're getting into something, you need to be very, very confident about yourself, and be a great student of the game. Listen to, as they say, get the rules right. If you want to play the game right, you need to know the rules right. So invest a lot in terms of understanding your sector, yourself, your team. Build a great team. You're nothing without team. If you don't invest in people, you will always suffer. If one lesson I can tell you, that you should always get the right people to back you.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I think at the same time, you need to have a problem solving sort of a, like I said, when you also asked about challenges, everything anything coming blocking you should be seen as an opportunity. You don't have to get bogged down if anything comes. You have to look as one of the stepping stones, because things will not go your way sometimes. They will not turn out the way you wanted them to.
Mm-hmm.
And you should be prepared. You should be ready to sort of you know handle them. Be humble, be grounded. At the same time, things will go your way. You will hit those highs. So don't think that you are doing it. There are a lot of things coming together, which are making you feel it, experience it. It's your team, it's your sector. It's some things you get. Sometimes you also get lucky. So give
Yeah.
a due respect to that luck on the way. That you survived, like we survived in COVID as a business. So all that is important. uh yeah, I think I can go on. Take care of your health, very important. It's your energy levels are very critical for you to build businesses.
Hmm.
And if you take care of your health, you will always be able to be asset to your team. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm still learning, so maybe next time I'll add some more lessons to what you asked. Yeah,
Sure. Thanks for joining us, Ashish. It was a pleasure to have you on our
got it.
platform, and our best wishes for Homes.
Likewise. Likewise, Priya. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye
You
bye.
too.